sudden change in our weather tonight. This baby is bundled up against the chill in Haddonfield, New Jersey. Tonight we're seeing a real dip in the temperatures coming overnight. Good evening. I'm Renee Chanel-Fatah.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Lake, along with Chief Meteorologist Hurricane Schwartz, and a little bit of a cool down tonight, you might say.
Yeah, and this time tomorrow night, we were getting close to 70 degrees, and it's been in the 60s just about every day this month. Look at that, 69 degrees at midnight. We dropped down into the 50s, even 49 degrees by 6 o'clock tonight, but the temperatures have kind of held a little bit. We had some very strong gusty winds earlier today, winds gusting 40 to 45 miles an hour. But the temperatures are kind of leveling off a little bit. What's going on out here? Well, the reason, we have clouds streaming in from the Great Lakes. There's one little disturbance that's moving through right now. And until those clouds move out, the temperatures are not going to drop sharply. They will as we go toward daybreak. We have the core of one cold air mass on top of us now. We have an even colder one coming in the 7-day forecast, and that's coming in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Glenn. A local gas station is pumping out refunds tonight. Customers say their cars stalled out because they filled their tanks with watered-down gas. NBC 10's Harry Hairston is live in the Longcrest section of the city to tell us more. Harry?
Well, Renee, here's what happened. When people came here to the Rising Sun gas station, they were looking to get regular gas, clear gas, just like this. Take a look and see how clean this is. But what happened was they ended up getting this. This is gas taken from one of these pumps earlier today. This is gas tainted with water, enough water to knock a car engine out. Late tonight, Arfa Enterprises, the company that allegedly delivered the bad gas, pumped out the earlier delivery and replaced it with a fresh load. But the damage had already been done to at least a dozen cars that needed to be towed after motorists filled up on gas with water and stalled out just seconds later.
I filled up $25 worth of gas in my white Ford Explorer. I went to get to the exit, and my car stalled out.
Just tell me what happened here.
Well, just came in, got $10 worth of gas, didn't get 10 feet, just conked out.
Police were called to the scene, and officials from Philadelphia's Licenses and Inspections came out to investigate.
Well, the water is the only thing that we can really test for at this point. With some simple, tests that can be done.
And the manager of the Rising Sun Gas and Food Mart says a dipstick test and his meters revealed at least 16 inches of water at the bottom of his tanks.
What had happened was we got a bad load of gas from Arfa. The gas contained about 1,000 gallons of water, and it's not supposed to contain 1,000 gallons of water. I think the most it's supposed to contain is 1 gallon of water.
Tonight, the station's manager says he paid to have the damaged cars towed and plans to pay for repairs as well.
Everybody will be brought back. They'll be put in the same position they were when they came into the gas station.
In other words, they're going to be made whole.
Yeah, everybody's going to be made whole.
Now, if you take a look right behind me at one of the gas pumps, you can see posters have been placed up saying that these pumps are now out of order, so no gas is being sold tonight. Now, meantime, I did contact the people at Arfa. The only thing that what they would say is that they are looking into what happened as well. They'll have further comment tomorrow. Reporting live in the Longcrest section of Philadelphia, Harry Hairston, NBC 10 News.
We have breaking news right now on NBC 10. At least 4 people are shot at an apartment complex in Newark, Delaware. One of those victims has died. Details are just coming in, but police say they are on the scene right now, the Elms apartment complex on Salem Church Road. We do know all the victims are seriously injured. As we said, one person has died. There's no word on suspects or motive.
There has been a guilty plea today in a criminal case that made national headlines from our area. Vanessa Jackson admits in court that she failed to give her starving sons proper food and care.
Did you control both the quantity and type of food that the boys ate?
Yes.
You might recall one of her sons, 19-year-old Bruce Jackson, weighed just 45 pounds when he was found digging through a trash can for food in October of 2003. 3 younger boys were equally small. Jackson and her husband were each charged with 28 counts of aggravated assault and child endangerment. Raymond Jackson died of a stroke last year. Vanessa will now be sentenced on February 10th, and the prosecutors are recommending 7 years in prison for her. A deadly confrontation between a pair of home invaders and a Delaware homeowner. Police say a man in the Roselle community woke up to find 2 armed men in his bedroom. The homeowner grabbed his own gun and all 3 exchanged shots. 26-year-old Stephen Norwood was killed. 28-year-old Cleveland Richardson is in the hospital tonight. Now, the homeowner was not hurt and will not be facing any charges. Well, tonight, Philadelphia's Inspector General has resigned amid a media report that questions whether he lives in or maybe outside the city limits. In a statement today, William Gill III denies the allegations and says he hasn't violated any regulations. Gill has served as the city's Inspector General for 3 years.
Well, now the latest on the deadly hotel attacks in Jordan. The State Department now says 2 Americans were killed and 4 others were hurt in the bombings. In all, 56 people have died in the blast at the Hyatt, Radisson, and Days Inn. Al-Qaeda has claimed responsibility, saying the hotels were centers for launching war on Islam. Hundreds of Jordanians demonstrated against Al-Qaeda today in the streets of Amman.
A Delaware minister is charged with sexually assaulting 2 teenage boys in his congregation. And the NBC 10 investigators uncover a disturbing audio tape that is infuriating some former members. Luann Kahn has the exclusive story.
He's a man of God, a preacher in Wilmington asking for forgiveness. But one victim's mother says what he seems to confess to on this CD can't be forgiven. She and others have quit the church, and they want him to quit too.
I put my son in this man's hands. I put that trust in his hands. And he broke that bond.
Tears fall from her face as she tells me about Minister Talbert Gwynn,
help us, oh God, this morning.
a man she thought was close to God. They say they want you to step down.
Nope.
A man she says was like a father to her son.
You're talking about your church. That's like an extended family. Why would you break that bond, that trust you have between an individual that gives you everything?
We're protecting her identity to protect the identity of her 16-year-old son. She says her son was being homeschooled by the head of the Wilmington Church of Christ. Last February, Gwynn allegedly molested the teen when he spent the night at the minister's home. Church members reported it to police.
When you find out about something like this, you don't brush it so far under the rug and act like it never happened. Oh no, you expose it. You need to protect the children. Who's going to protect the children?
The Robinsons claim Gwynn promised to step down from the pulpit, but even after he was arrested last spring by police and charged with molesting another young man, he continued to run the church. The Robinsons say when Gwynn was confronted by some members, he confessed but didn't say exactly what happened. That meeting was recorded. The audio recording was given to police and the NBC 10 investigators. Gwynn speaks about himself in the third person.
I have told this church that Brother Gwynn ain't right. Brother Gwynn got his problems just like you got yours. I repent. And if that repentance is not accepted, then the sin is on the other person. Yes, I make a mistake. I hate it.
We've all been taught to forgive, and it's in your own will to forgive. And me personally, I've forgiven you.
It's cult mentality. Cult mentality. I can touch your children and you need to forgive me. Oh no.
You want to
Nope.
say anything?
Nope.
Do
Nope.
you think it's right for you to continue to
Nope.
preach from the pulpit?
Say nothing. Say nothing.
We
Say
have
nothing.
audio. We have audio of
Say
you.
nothing. Good night. You're trespassing.
In private, we're told, he did tell this mother he's sorry.
It doesn't matter how much apologizing or anything you can do. You can't take that back. You just can't take it back.
Former church members say they've come forward to tell their story because they believe Talbert Gwynn is trying to recruit new members who don't know what happened. Gwynn is expected to appear in court Monday morning for a hearing. For the investigators, Luann Kahn, NBC 10 News.
Televangelist Pat Robertson takes on the town of Dover, Pennsylvania, in the wake of this week's elections. Now, on his TV show, Robertson told residents that, quote, if there is a disaster in Dover, don't turn to God.
Just remember, you just voted God out of your city. And if that's the case, then don't ask for his help because he might not be there.
Well, this week, residents in the western Pennsylvania town voted out 8 school board members who wanted intelligent design taught in the high school biology class.
I'm NBC 10 News medical reporter Sherry Bank with the incredible story of a woman who says her dog saved her life. She says Miles was able to sniff out the first signs of her deadly disease, and world-renowned specialists say it could be so. Watch the story on the Health Watch coming up.
And new at 11 tonight, a health warning for women who use one popular form of birth control.
I'm John Clark. Where in the world is T.O.? He's talking tonight in Atlanta.
No, I just been relaxing, trying to work out a little bit.
And T.O. gets punked, not by the Eagles again, but by Ashton Kutcher. Stay tuned.
And Mike Tyson taken into custody by police, and it's all caught on tape. Coming up next.
From our partners at the Philadelphia Inquirer, here's an exclusive look at tomorrow's headlines. Have you seen this 125-pound fish? The stainless steel sculpture is missing from a display in front of a Delaware waterfront apartment complex. It was created as part of a redevelopment program. Officials say this is no random act of vandalism. Pennsylvania wineries can continue to ship wine to state residents through the end of the year. That's the ruling from a Commonwealth Court judge. A Supreme Court decision earlier this year said in-state wineries couldn't ship to Pennsylvanians if out-of-state companies couldn't. Today's decision is a big victory just ahead of the busy holiday season. Read more in tomorrow's Inquirer. Well, a Brazilian photographer learns not to scuffle with Mike Tyson. The former heavyweight champ lost patience when the photographer filmed him at a Sao Paulo nightclub. When he refused to stop, Tyson grabbed the camera and destroyed the tape. Police questioned Tyson, then released him.
New at 11 tonight, some frustrated parents speak out about a teacher's strike in Bucks County. They want a settlement, hoping to get their kids back in the school. NBC 10's Doug Schimel is live now in Levittown with the latest on the standoff in the Pennsbury district. Doug?
Yeah, and you know, public forums like the one they held here tonight at the high school have become so anti-teacher over the course of this strike that the union decided it would be better off if they just kept their distance.
Why put the community through the hell we're going through? Let's get this over with and let's move ahead.
It was mostly preaching to the faithful, parents and taxpayers who had had enough of the striking Pennsbury teachers.
You take a page out of President Reagan's book and you fire them all.
The teachers are into week 3 of a strike for higher pay and lower health care costs. But as kids sit idle and negotiating sessions end without movement, public sentiment is eroding.
My children need to go back to school. We need to act like adults.
The amount of animosity that I see toward these teachers is just cruel. It is cruel. It is difficult.
For that reason, the teachers say they stayed away from the meeting. But their backers came, like this woman who moved to the district for her special needs son.
My son John was labeled uneducable by his former educators. Here we are in our 4th year in Pennsbury, and he can read because of the Pennsbury teachers.
But the testimonials were outnumbered by the calls for the union to just give in.
Well, why doesn't the board go back and give in? We're not adding any tax dollars to our proposal. They wouldn't have to raise taxes. Why don't they go back and give in? It's a two-way street.
Well, unless some love spontaneously erupts between the two parties, there is not another face-to-face negotiating session scheduled until Tuesday of next week, and that is with state and regional mediators. Live in Levittown, I'm Doug Schimel, NBC 10 News.
All right, Doug, thank you. And, of course, we'll keep covering it. And for the latest on the strike, just go to NBC10.com and click on Education and then look under Strike Watch. You'll find new developments as they happen, as well as an in-depth look at the sticking points on both sides. Log on 24/7, NBC10.com. Well, gasoline prices are finally falling under $2 a gallon now in parts of our region. That is certainly good news. New Jersey has the best prices right now. Around Cherry Hill and Ellisburg Circle, NBC 10 cameras found gas between $1.98 and $2.15 a gallon in Jersey. A welcome change from those $3 plus prices that we saw earlier this fall.
On the Health Watch at 11, a warning tonight for women who use the patch for birth control. The makers of Ortho Evra say it exposes women to higher doses of hormones than it should, putting users at a higher risk for blood clots and other serious side effects. And also on the Health Watch tonight, the stunning story of a Montgomery County woman who believes her dog saved her life by smelling the first signs of her life-threatening disease. That's right, smelling. And world experts in animal behavior back her up. Medical reporter Sherry Bank tells us more.
Miles the dog is not afraid to speak up when he thinks something's wrong. He did it over and over again to his human, Carolyn Withers.
He would jump up and he would forcefully put his nose right into my arm area, and he'd be flipping my arm up and he would jab me almost towards my breast and underneath my arm.
Then he would bark and bark in this frantic-sounding way. After 6 weeks of this routine, Carolyn began wondering if something was wrong.
I started feeling around, and then I felt this bead. It felt like a pearl, like a hard pearl. And so it alarmed me, and a day or so later I went for a mammogram and then was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Carolyn's certain Miles was trying to tell her something.
That he was alarmed that I was in danger. And my life was at risk. So,
he smelled the cancer.
Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind that he saved my life.
Sound far-fetched? Not so fast.
Well, it's not the first time this has been observed. And indeed, now they're training dogs to detect cancers.
Dr. James Serpel is an internationally renowned specialist in animal behavior and runs the Center on the Interactions of Animals and Society at the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine.
Their powers of smell are so vastly better than our own that we can't really even imagine the world from their perspective.
And so maybe cancer does emit an odor that they can smell.
Oh, I think it's quite clear that it does, yes.
And perhaps this dog was smelling the cancer?
It is possible that it was smelling this cancer. If you can train a dog to detect these smells, these differences, then there's no reason why a dog couldn't do it spontaneously.
Want to hear more? Once Carolyn had her cancerous lump removed, Miles stopped his routine.
Immediately. After my first biopsy, when they removed it, he stopped.
Coincidence or animal instinct? What do you think? Sherry Bank, NBC 10 News.
We have an update now on our breaking news tonight, and Chopper 10 is live over the scene of a deadly shooting at a Delaware apartment complex. One person is dead now, 3 others seriously wounded in the shooting at the Elms apartment complex in Newark. This is on Salem Church Road. There is still no word yet tonight on suspects or even a motive.
All right, it's weather time, and we do have some clouds that have moved across the area. Now, those clouds originated back across the northern lakes. Earlier today, you can see the bright white, but that's going to be moving out, and I think we're going to be starting to clear out, and that'll allow the temperatures to drop even more. So we have the clouds now. 69 degrees is the official high today, 44 the current reading is the low, and temperatures are still in the 40s across even northern and western areas because of the cloud cover, but by morning we expect those clouds to be moving out. High pressure will be moving in. Instead of the northwest flow, we'll be getting a southwest flow starting on Saturday. It'll get warmer even on Sunday, and then this weak front comes through early Monday morning, maybe not with any rainfall, and certainly not with much in the way of colder air. Let me show you how the cold air is going to be coming in. We have one shot in now. It's going to be moving out as we go through the weekend, and then not much on Monday, but here's significant air. This is Arctic air, and some of that's going to be moving in later next week. So that'll be the more important cold front. Gradual clearing tonight, turning colder, 35 in Philadelphia, 30 in the suburbs. During the day tomorrow, lots of sunshine, not as windy as what we saw today, but temperatures still struggling to get into the low 50s, so it'll be well below average for the temperature. It's going to be cold on Saturday morning too, but it's going to warm right back up to 60 degrees, back to above average temperatures, which then lasts through Sunday. Sunday looks like a great day. Monday looks pretty good for the Eagles game as well. Tuesday is warm. Then the cold front comes through on Wednesday. Temperatures on Thursday only in the 40s. and only in the 40s for the rest of next week. So we're going to see some colder weather for a while. And for weather whenever you want to, turn to Comcast Digital Channel 248 for Weather Plus.
All right. Thank you very much, Glenn.
And now John is here with a look at sports. John?
Yeah, kind of a tough week for T.O. He gets punked. We've got that coming up. Plus, he's talking tonight. Stay tuned for sports. I'm John Clark with your sports. Flyers hosting the Islanders tonight. And once again, the Flyers are down, but no problem. Second period, R.J. Umberger.
Here's Umberger.
No, but look at Jeff Carter. Bounces the puck off Alexei Zhitnik of the Islanders. The game is tied at 2. Third period now, Patrick Sharp.
The puck in front. Sharp, Johnny scores!
The sharpshooter. Second goal of the game. Flyers win 3-2. Hey, they have won 5 straight, 8-1 at home. Most home wins in hockey. Where is T.O. tonight? He is at the Atlanta Hawks game near his home, but he can't talk about the Eagles situation because his hearing is next week.
No, I just been relaxing, trying to work out a little bit. Played some basketball yesterday at the Crunch in Buckhead, so I'm just out here just, having a good time, and I like basketball, and I got some friends on the Hawks and the Clippers. But I would, if I could play basketball, if that was an opportunity for me to do that, I would definitely give it a shot.
All right, Donovan McNabb today did not duck any questions about T.O. He says he does not regret in any way the way he handled the public pot shots from T.O., and he still has a sense of humor when a door blew open from the wind.
All right. Somebody's trying to get back in here. I mean, we could have set records, and that was something that I looked forward to doing. Winning Super Bowls together. But it just continued to go in the wrong direction. Next question.
For Drew Rosenhaus there. All right, here are some of the other behavioral issues the Eagles have documented on T.O. Told the team he would not give his full effort, parked his car in spaces for coaches and a handicap spot, late for a team meeting, and he did not comply with the team dress code. T.O. got punked by the Eagles this week. Now he's getting punked by Ashton Kutcher. You can see it Sunday, 10 o'clock on MTV. Here it is. T.O. stopped by to help some people who were hurt in an accident. Then the police get mad at him for helping the people out.
This man was a hero today. That's the important thing. He's not a hero in this state. Worry.
I'm just telling you, this is a serious situation.
We're not arguing a flag here.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
on your
serious
side.
thing.
I'm answering your question.
All right, well.
Okay, you asked me if I pulled out the car, pulled in about the car. I said no.
I don't know if, you've got a minute. Well, wait, this all is over. You sign something from me? I got a nephew back east, just a giant Donovan McNabb fan. And if I could get you to sign something, I mean, you're the guy who catches the ball after Donovan throws it, so he would get a kick out of that.
The irony, T.O. and Donovan. Wow. And Donovan's press conference is on NBC10.com.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, John.
We'll be right back.
Made for TV.
All right, some lucky folks get a sneak peek at a big craft show tonight. The 29th Annual Philadelphia Museum of Art Craft Show opens this weekend. It's at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, and tonight members of the NBC 10 family were among those attending a special reception. Proceeds benefit the museum, and Glenn vouches for the food. He said the chocolate was great. There, right?
That was good.
The art was nice, too. Right. Okay.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno is coming up next. I'm Tim Lee.
I'm Renee Chenault for Top. For Vi, who's off, John, Glenn, all of us here at NBC 10. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. And for news and weather updates anytime, log on to NBC10.com.